We are Team DevAlly, and we have built a complete escrow-based system, PayCrow. So what escrow-based systems are is this is to tackle the traditional payment system. So escrow होता है कि he is just a middleman. Okay, so the sender sends the money to escrow, and the receiver receives the money only when the sender allows him to receive. Okay, so this is used in real world freelancing or any industry that works on the freelance basis. So this is our landing page. We have implemented the traditional authentication system using email, Google, and passkey. Now, let's log into the user. So I can just go to the dashboard, and here I can just see the dashboard with the real data for the aggregate settlements, the active protocols which have been created the agreements for, and the awaiting proof. I can also buy more capital, that is, buying the stable coins. So we have also built stable coins from scratch to simulate the behavior of USDC stablecoin. If I click on this buy PCC, this is called PayCrow coin, and I can just enter the amount I want to buy. So I'll just receive 10 PCC to for 10 rupees. So if I just click on pay, okay, once I connect the node, I'll just connect node. Okay, I'll just connect my MetaMask, and then I'll get the pay with Razor Pay button as enabled. If I click on pay with Razor Pay, I'll have a complete Razor Pay payment gateway, which will allow me to get 10 PCCs on my account in the balance. So I can just say it's ideal, UPI. For this, we have built a custom solidity contract for this the stablecoin as well as for the main contract that runs our escrow system, and we have connected it on our Next.js frontend. So right now we have 99845 BCC. Once we get this checkout completed, then we'll be having 10 more coins. So there is some error due to termination. Okay, so let's move to the profile page. So in this profile page, we'll be able to see the user's whole profile with the two-factor authentication system if he wants to enable, and if he wants. Okay. We have also the languages. Okay. I'll just select English. So this complete system is multi-language. So that is the reason why we get this language selected. Okay. We can also enable two-factor authentication for this user. We can also add passkeys as well as we get the profile information. Then we get the complete session information where we can delete or remove one session or terminate all the sessions. Next, we get the connect accounts. So I can just connect or link my Google account to this email account. Okay. And next is the activity log. These are the logs for the account logs. Next, we have agreements. So consider you have a client and you are a freelancer. So as a client, they will give you an agreement. Okay. And then once you agree on the agreement, then the client will publish that agreement or print that agreement. And then your client freelancer relationship begins. So likewise, we have a create agreement for client. Once you create the agreement using the agreement title, the project narration, the service provider email, that's the freelancer email. So let's consider Shingle, sorry, contact@rnshingle.in. So contact@rnshingle.in would be my freelancer. And I can also add the total amount that we decided on, let's say 1000 rupees, 1000 PCCs actually, and then I can start the total, the deadline, okay, let's say 10 April. I can also add work milestone-based payments. So here, by default, we have one milestone, and we need to give it the complete payment. Okay, and we see the escrow balance reconciliation. So if I just give 5,000 right here, 5,000, 1,000, okay, and then I have a date, okay, and then I'll just have more 500 to be added. So I can just add one more milestone, okay, let's say milestone, and then I'll just add the amount, that's 500. Then I'll be having the date, final date, that will be 10. So we have the 10 thing, and we can select the future date from the target completion date. So either we can just extend this and then select it, else we'll have to delete this. Then we can just create the draft and send. So once you create the draft, the user, okay, the user will get an email so that someone added you on their agreement. Okay, so here is the email. This is how it will get. Okay, so the emails will be like this: agreement publication funded. This is for agreement published email, and the next is new agreement drafted. So this is the email that the user will receive, and then the user, let's say, I'm currently logged in with another account. Right here, I can show in the profile. We have lead tracker. it actually check at gmail.com. So if I go into the agreements, here I have the ready to fund agreements, the active agreements, as well as the negotiating agreements. Okay, so the difference between these three is the active agreements are the workable agreements, which is currently working or which is currently ongoing. The negotiating agreements are the ones which the user created. Okay, so once the user created, then the user can just click on need revision. So if you don't feel the agreement as per your expectation, you can just ask the client to add revisions on this agreement, and you can just add the changes you want to be added on the agreement right here. Once you add and request the changes, the client or the main account will receive the email for the changes, and then they can work on this likewise. Else, if you feel this contact is best for you, then you can just add the wallet, select the wallet appropriately, and then approve this. So from the freelancer side, the agreement has been approved. So now, as the client, I will have to just publish that contract. Okay, so right here you can just see everything action. If I just go on this so agreement, I can just see I can just have the publish agreement waiting for freelancer approval. So this agreement is moved to the freelancer approval. So we have um, this thing, okay, ready to fund. Ready to fund is for clients. So what they can do is click on this agreement, and they can just view if there is any request from the freelancer. They can edit the agreement. If they edit the agreement, they'll have to again send the request for the confirmation to the freelancer, and also send accept emails. That's for the recent emails. Next, if the freelancer is okay with the agreement and we have approved it, then I can just publish and fund with MetaMask. We have the solid for it. I can just connect my MetaMask. Once I connect it, I can receive my PCC coins, and I can just publish and fund with MetaMask. What we'll just be doing is the amount that has been decided, that is 500 rupees, that's 500 PCC, will be sent to my contract. So if I confirm this, and then the first pop-up was for signature, and the second was for the deducting of the actual amount from your account. Now, once this is completed, the PCCs will be detected and it will be storing in the escrow solidity contract in the blockchain. You have completed the transaction. So now, yeah, agreement published on chain and activity. Okay. Now, if I just reload this page, then we have the active agreement. Okay. Now we can see the details, the payment roadmap, that's the milestones. Okay. And we have authorized full payments. That's actually when we can the freelancer to receive the whole payment in once. And the release milestone. If we have multiple milestones, let's say the initial draft, the final draft, or the middle draft. Okay, so that time we have release milestone for one milestone. And then that amount will be transferred to the freelancer. So just cancel it right now. Okay. And right here, after this, you can just go back to the registry. You can see the incoming agreements as well as the outgoing agreement. Outgoing agreement are which we give to other service providers, and incoming are those which other clients gives us. So we have this flexibility that one user can either take the agreement or send the agreement. Next, we have tickets. So let's consider if you and your client have some relationship that might affect your agreement. So at that time, you can just create a new ticket, you can create a new dispute, and then just select the agreement that you have been working on. Let's say my agency of six. Just add the title, what is your issue, and the breach reason, the non-payment or harassment or anything. Okay. So you can also add the security level, then the evidence narration. Okay, and the evidence links that will be any media link. Once I execute dispute request, then I'll just see there is any disputes. So here I can just click on the detail audit. I can see all the details and for which agreement I have created the dispute for and with whom. So this is the defendant is lead seller and the petitioner is our agent, that is me. Okay, and you can also see the digital evidence. So right here on the digital evidence, I can click on this. It will take us to the link. And additionally, I can just click on this agreement link and it will take me to the specific agreement where I have the user, there is arrangement, and lead seller. Okay, so here we have two milestones for this agreement. So the first milestone is verification system, and the second is basic email outlet, email and password. Okay, so the first milestone have been completed and it has been paid, and the second is also been paid. Okay, so the whole world is fully settled. So right here, for the first milestone, we also have integrated AI, where the user or the freelancer can add the deliverables. Okay, so if I just go to the users agreement here, for any active agreements, I can just go into it, and right here I can see the milestone and I can just submit deliverables. It could be in any format, it could be the event or the supporting URL. I can just run verification and save, So this run verification will hit our AI model that will check the complete information on this link and will scan this whole asset, and then we'll give the client a confidence score of X amount, okay, which will then be used by client to just walk through the deliverables and not to worry in detail. You can also see the summary, the criterion breakdown, the quality, evidence, correctness, completeness, everything, and the requirement link, which one is missing. So, and also the supporting link, you can see that's complete. Okay, so this is how the deliverables work. So for this second milestone, we don't have any deliverables, but it is simple. Now, after this, we also have multi-currency support. So if I just select USD, I will see all the currencies shifted to USD. And if I have GBP, so GBP currency, let's keep it at INR. And now we also have, let's say, there's a very new user or a random user arriving at our system. So we can just go to this box, and if we can learn more about our system, just like FAQs on the landing pages. So here we can see how to connect a wallet, how to create agreements correctly, and incoming and outgoing agreements. And there are multiple things. Okay, you can just click on this and go to that supporting section. Okay, and next we have good links, which the user can see. Let's go to dashboard. Next is we have the balancing. So once I add or buy the pure capital, then I get the balance as PCC right here. Once I click on this, I can withdraw this balance. Okay, so if I just click on this withdraw funds, it will withdraw this amount in INR to my main bank account. Okay, that will be just the user pay payouts. Right now, we just have a simulation of the payouts. We don't have the real payouts. Next, we have the complete admin system.